Hey y'all, welcome back to Restless Chipotle Kitchen. Today we're going to do a super easy skillet meal that takes less than 30 minutes and it's all done in one skillet. So what you're going to need, frozen meatballs or make homemade meatballs, either way is fine. I like to make homemade meatballs and freeze them, so there's that. But you're going to need meatballs, butter, mushrooms, onion, Worcestershire sauce. Y'all, I know, I didn't say it great, but it's better than usual. Beef broth, beef stock, either one. Difference is broth is beef broth without really anything else in it, and beef stock is usually beef broth made with vegetables and garlic and seasonings and stuff in it. I usually prefer beef stock, but they only had beef broth when I got this. A can of French onion soup, and this is a 10.5 ounce can. A can of cream of mushroom soup, and this is also a 10.5 ounce can. And egg noodles. Let's get started. Y'all, I had to switch to so you could see just the pan for two reasons. One, I want you to see what I'm doing. And two, oh my goodness, that onion had some authority to it. My eyes are watering like crazy. Oh, it's terrible. I probably look like Alice Cooper right now, so it's better that you don't see me. Anyway, what we're going to do is we're going to melt a little butter. For me, a little butter is usually about 2 tablespoons. You could get away with maybe 1 tablespoon if you were trying to cut fat. You could use olive oil too. Either way, you just need to have enough melted, or you could use bacon grease. Honestly, that would be delicious. But you just need a little fat in there to be able to saute your onions and mushrooms. Okay, you want the butter to get melted and start bubbling away, and then you're going to go ahead and add your onions. This is about 2 cups of onions. That was kind of a large-ish onion. You could do 1 cup. You could do more if you wanted. It just depends on how much you like onions. This one, I may wish I'd used less considering how strong it is. But anyway, you're just going to saute however many onions you want in there. You're just going to saute them until they soften up and start turning kind of golden. And you want to keep moving them around because you definitely don't want them to scorch. You can probably see that I did not chop these up fine. I didn't even chop them up evenly. I am a terrible onion chopper. But I leave them a little bigger because I have people in my house that hate onions, and it allows them to pick them out. Once the onions have been in there, just about 2 minutes, maybe, go ahead and put here we go again, however many mushrooms you want. You don't have to put any in there. You can put just a few. Once the onions have started to soften, go ahead and put your mushrooms in. And put in as many or as few as you want. Remember that they will shrink up as they cook. So what looks like a ton of mushrooms right now is not necessarily going to be a ton of mushrooms. It just depends on how much your family likes them. Some people in my family really love them. Some people really don't. So I'm going to put in about half of this package. And then I'm going to continue to saute while the vegetables cook. Taking the time to saute them now adds flavor later on because you want the flavors to show up in layers. And this is our first layer, our foundational layer of flavor. Onions and mushrooms, yum. If you want to put a clove or 2 of garlic in here, you could do that too. Now everything is golden. So we know we've got some good flavor in there. Now we're going to put in the meatballs. I'm going to put these right in frozen. There's no reason to wait for them to thaw or anything like that. Just put them right in frozen. And you're going to continue to saute. Probably should turn my heat down a little bit. You're going to continue to saute for about 3 minutes. Once the meatballs have been in there for 3 to 4 minutes, and they're going to be warm but still frozen in the center, you're going to go ahead and add your beef stock. A tablespoon of the W sauce, Worcestershire. Tablespoon of that. And, turn my heat down again. And a full can of the French onion soup. You're not going to add the cream of mushroom soup just yet. You want that to boil. And honestly, there's always a little bit left in the can. I put about 1/4 of a cup of water in there and swish it around and add it. We want to get all of that flavor goodness in there. You may have noticed I haven't added any salt or pepper. That's because we're using a lot of convenience foods right now, and convenience foods tend to be salty. So I'm going to wait until the very end to add salt, because I may not need any, or I may need some. I probably won't need a lot. Once your liquid comes to a boil, you're going to go ahead and add the noodles. I'm using about 6.5 ounces, which is half of the package. And yeah, these are the medium noodles. I think they cook faster, so those are the ones I use. You push the noodles down under the liquid, turn your heat down, because you just want it to simmer. And the noodles need to be covered by liquid, or they're not going to cook. So, if they're not covered by liquid, or if you can't get them covered by liquid, just slightly, not a lot, then you can add more beef broth, beef stock, or even a little bit of water to that to make that happen. But spend a minute pushing them down, because you don't want to get too much water. And what I want to see is most of those noodles beneath the waves here. And that looks fine. So I'm going to bring it back to a boil and cover it. Turn it down to low, and I'm going to let that simmer for about 12 to 15 minutes, or until the noodles are done. During that time, I will come back and stir it once or twice just to make sure it has enough water, the noodles are cooking, and it's not sticking to the bottom. But 12 to 15 minutes, and we'll see you then. Okay, it's been 12 minutes. Let's see what we've got. I've stirred it once, and it looks like the noodles are cooked. Oh, it smells so good. Beefy and oniony, delicious. All right, the only thing we have left to do, one, we want to make sure that the meatballs are heated all the way through. Hang on. Y'all know I love my Insta-Read thermometer. Yeah, those are hot. Okay, the second thing we need to do is add our cream of mushroom soup. I'm just going to add this whole can. Make this all creamy. And we're just going to stir that in. Now, I have always had a creamy Salisbury steak with a beefy mushroom sauce that was creamy. I see that some people actually use just the beef stock or a brown gravy. That's fine. If you want to do that, you could actually leave the cream of mushroom soup out. Whoops, there goes one of our meatballs escaping onto the stove. I interrupted myself and lost my place. If you wanted to just have a brown gravy, you could leave the cream of mushroom soup out. But this is how I like it. Look how glossy and creamy that is. Doesn't that look good? And then the only thing left to do is to add either some parsley or some green onion or something so that it's just not brown. And there we go. That's it. That was done in way less than 30 minutes. You know, really, the only thing you need to add to this for dinner is maybe a bagged salad and some salad dressing. Throw some croutons on top, and that's it. You've got a meal that's delicious. The onion and mushroom haters may complain a little bit, but they can pick the stuff out. Other than that, amazing. And it was so quick and easy. I know you're gonna love it. Look at that. Yum, right? Okay, that's it for me today. I'll see y'all next week. I hope you give this a try. We all need those quick and easy meals that we can throw together in minutes with stuff that's already in the pantry. There isn't anything in this other than maybe the parsley that that would go bad. The meatballs were frozen, the noodles were dried, the soups were in cans. You could have this, you know, anytime, have the ingredients on hand all the time. Anyway, that's it for me today. I hope you'll try it. I hope you'll love it. I hope you'll come back next time. I love y'all. Bye-bye.